Hey guys, Tofuru here, and welcome back to some more Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. It's been a little while since we last jumped on this. I'm pretty sure we just ran into some hubbubs. Timmy OG, what's up, man?
Damn it!
Oh, are we running back because someone used their card?
What's wrong?
I left something in the director's office.
Oh, wait, what did you leave back there?
What was it?
The picture.
Oh, of your long-lost love! I'm kidding, it's your sister.
How could I forget it?
I don't know, man. You went old and senile. That's what I assume happened. Oh, yeah. We must have set it down after using the face recognition thing.
Yeah, I'm going back.
All right.
You two go on ahead to the warehouse.
We definitely should. Let's go, Cork.
I want to come with you.
Damn it, Cork. I need you. God, why is Sigma agreeing to this? Me too.
Nah, that's fine. Why don't you head back to the warehouse, Sigma? The others are probably already waiting.
Yeah, I know. What's the bad part? All right. I'll see you two later then.
Right.
Bye, Mr. Sigma.
Later, Cork. Later, Tenmyoji. I watched them jog off toward the blue door, and then they disappeared from my sight. And then they were gone. Well, all it's up to do is go upstairs, right? Let's just get on this nice little elevator and see what's in store for us in the warehouse. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, you know? That's like my biggest fear is we run back to the warehouse and everyone's just dead. We have no idea why, but they're just dead. But see, then this makes me think that Connie and what's his name were like doing this the zero dilemma or the zero and zero senior thing like forever. Like this is their thing. I don't know, it's their thing. I mean, the first time he did it was to bring her back, and this time I think that's Connie in the other coat, and that's like the zero gown that it's later used. So I don't know, man. I'm just throwing random thoughts out there at this point, but I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, Dio, his asshole self. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed to the rightmost AB room and slid his card through the reader. Of course he'd do that. He wanted to get right to the voting, and as soon as one of us showed up, he could do it.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
He's such an asshole.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Well, I doubt that Tenmyoji and Cork are going to take forever, but I would have liked to know, or I would have loved to know what everyone else found in their respective rooms. I know the security room's a security room, but what about the other one, you know? As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin.
There. Happy? This time I waited for you to get back before I opened it.
Oh, you stupid asshole. Okay, well, thank you for doing that.
See? I can be considerate.
It's very slightly. You waited for one of us to show up, then you just went right for it. But Tenmyoji and Cork aren't here.
Yeah, where are they?
I guess they forgot something back in the room we found. They ran back to grab it real quick.
And they'll be here in a few minutes. No big deal.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we investigated. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Alright. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenmyoji and Cork were nowhere in sight.
Don't you think they're taking a little long?
Yeah, that's kind of concerning. I don't want to think they're dead, but it could easily go that way, and it makes me really scared about it.
Yes, I'm getting worried. What if something happened to them?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go have a look, okay?
Then I shall accompany you.
That's very considerate of you, Kay. That would be freaking awesome if you could. But why? Why are you not taking the help? It's worth it to have someone as backup. All right, they're not that far. It's not that far away.
Just don't look into the abyss too long,
or you might become a monster.
You know what? Maybe I will, Clover. But then again, you'd probably become a monster first, but sure, we'll just ignore that for now. I don't think... Okay, whatever. Look, I'm just gonna go to the director's office. I'll be right back. No big deal. Right. See you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. Hopefully I run into them soon, or it's gonna be really awkward soon. I really hope we don't run into somebody we don't want to run into. Why would I run? I guess because the director's room is this way if you run straight around. Okay, fair enough. Let's go there and see what's in store. I doubt they're even going to be here, but I'll take it. I'll take it as it is. That's all we can really do. All right, in the director's office, what happened? Oh, they're not here. Well, that's good. I expected death, so not being here isn't that bad. But... Huh? That's odd. There's nobody here. The picture's gone, though. Temioji and Cork must have been here, then. I laid out the floor beat map. I would have had to have passed them at some point, but, They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Huh? Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. I don't know why you went through the red door in the first place, Sigma, but, well, this was a huge waste of time. Shoot, might as well head back, I suppose. I had packed up the map and headed toward the door when... Huh? There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. What is this? Yeah, why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it slowly. Slowly.
So, you finally made it.
Who are you? No, you're...
I am Zero.
You're Zero?
I was the one who brought you here.
Why? You also have a wristband on.
You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky.
Yes, I fucking do, buddy.
As you can see, however, this is only a recording. I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions.
Fair enough, but what can you answer?
Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try it. Can you just tell me what you do now? I considered taking a swing at him, but decided it was a spectacularly futile attempt and kept my bald fist at my side.
Now, where to begin? There are many things I wish to tell you.
I wish we had more time, because now I feel like we're in a crunch time, but okay.
But unfortunately, our time is limited.
Yeah, it's pretty limited.
As such, the information I can provide is also limited.
Okay, so there's some like things, but what can you give me, buddy?
I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you.
I hope you're telling it to the right person. I feel like you're not, but sure. What are the two things? I got my notepad ready. I'm ready to write it down.
First, I will tell you about termites.
Termites? Who are termites?
In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say.
Yeah, it's pretty odd, buddy. I don't know why you'd say it now of all times,
I
but...
imagine you look rather bewildered right now.
Well, yeah, of course I am. I'm gonna be bewildered. It doesn't make sense. What do you mean by termites?
Perfectly understandable.
Great, can you explain it now?
The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects.
Yeah, that's I know, it's why I don't care. Can you bring it to the point?
I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate.
In what way?
So I ask that you listen carefully.
Sure, I got you. I'm ready. I am completely ready for you to tell me what you need to tell me.
Have you ever seen a termite mound?
No, and that image makes it oddly weirder.
They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art.
I mean, I could see that because they're very intricate. I mean, that looks very unique in its own way.
Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space.
All right. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I'm pretty sure you're right.
So, are they following some sort of plan as they build?
I feel like
Are there
it's...
termite blueprints detailing which room goes where.
No, probably not. It's probably by instinct, or this is to explain the morphogenetic fields and how they technically connect by like thought processes. Like, oh, we just send where these things should go via this big, gigantic field that exists.
No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea what its contributions are helping to create.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like doing puzzle pieces to get a bigger picture. I mean, you don't know what the little pieces are until you complete the majority of it. It's always like a small process that develops into a very large, complex thing. But yeah.
But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals.
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't have the IQ to like actually see what they're making.
We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality.
All right.
We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds.
Yeah, I guess we are the only ones who can. Maybe some others do, but I mean, I get your point where it's like, oh, they'll never understand it, but we, as the superior race, can. But what's the point?
Now, consider humans.
Sure.
Why are we alive?
Isn't that free will? Don't we have the right to choose what we're supposed to do?
Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring?
Well, I would just apply the same logic you just gave the termites. It's developed by years and years and years of doing something, and then eventually just becomes a cultural thing.
There are many theories, but no one knows the truth.
Sure, nobody knows an exact truth. There's always your truth in the end, but...
We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA.
Figured that you would just, like, circle it back to the termite idea.
No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate.
Yeah, we're no better than termites.
Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites.
Basically. Yeah, I kind of got the gist of that, buddy. I feel like you're belittling humans, but sure, I guess in the grand scheme, if you went big picture to big picture, yeah, probably the same.
We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal.
Well, I mean, we make our own ultimate goal. It's you figure it out as you go. At least that's the way I perceive it anyway.
You might say we don't understand what we're building.
Sure. In a philosophical sense, yeah.
Only an intelligence of a higher order than ours can understand what we're doing.
I guess, yeah.
Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence. We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it. Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial.
I mean, sure. It just feels like, but where are you going with this? You've been able to say that we're termites. Basically, us and termites, same. That's what you got me to say. All right, that's all you got. I mean, yes, we've probably been doing this forever, and it's been built into our DNA. I mean, you can find the same logic of that in birds and how they know where to go during the seasons. It's not like they're told where to go; they just naturally know, and it's built on years and years and years of DNA telling them that this location's okay to go to, and this location is not. It's like everything has that building block mentality, if you want to break it that way. But what's the point, man? What's the meat potatoes of this?
If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you are about to catch a glimpse of it.
Okay. So you want this is you revealing that we're the next big, I don't know, pivot point.
Or have you already?
I mean, I've done it once or twice, so this will be the third time I do it.
Well, that's enough on that subject, I think. Consider what I've said.
I will. It's very interesting to see someone break it down to just DNA and numbers, but yeah. What's the point of this?
Now, let's move on to the second topic.
Okay, second topic. Let's go.
It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and, in fact, the lives of several billion other people.
So you're going to explain that we know the cure to Radical 6.
I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you.
Password?
It is the password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
1. I got it. Cool. Tell me, buddy. Shut up, Sigma. I don't care about you freaking out. I need to know this bomb password, okay? It matters. It's very important to me.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
I will only say this once.
Thank
so
you.
Pay close attention.
Dude, I got you.
The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is
But why do you know?
QZ RGJ DXR.
Alright, man. I got your freaking code. I got what you're putting down, but RGJ DXR. Cool. I got it. Got that down. So that's good. Good pluses and minuses there. So we got bomb 0, we got bomb 3, we got bomb 1. So all we need is bomb 2. So I'm assuming that's going to come in the last person's, I don't know, path or end. But cool. Thank you, man. I needed that. I needed that. So I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, of course you don't, because it has nothing pertaining to this Sigma. It's pertaining to another Sigma. What bomb? What was he saying? There are bombs too? If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey.
Okay, so then if I was to spin the yarn a bit and understand this, you're talking, so the first point was just to show the fact that we're all cogs in a machine who don't know what we're doing, but we're getting a chance to see what that actually, the beautiful thing that humanity is doing, can reach. Like, we're going to be able to be on an existential plane to see that beauty, in an example, and that would be us changing the course of human history, which would mean we'd put us above humans at the current state because we're surpassing them to solve something they need by using the morphogenetic fields of some sort. It's kind of surpassing, so we would be a higher being between that. But okay.
Before I go, however, I have a warning.
Sure. Tell me what's up.
You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here.
Oh, I guess in this world, because we'll all die if I do.
If you do, you will be penalized immediately.
Alright, buddy. I won't say a damn word. It's okay.
I hope we will meet again someday.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
We would have much to discuss.
I need to know who that guy is, man. But wait. God damn it. You can't just spout all that crap and disappear. Yes, he can. I mysteriously found myself yelling at empty air. Of course the thing would turn off after that. The hologram had disappeared. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit! I kicked out at a nearby shelf. 10 minutes
10
left.
minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
I didn't think I'd guess it. I just know the game's like very like procedural.
All players, please enter your votes.
I like that. Yeah, I'll get to it.
No vote is recorded before the deadline has passed. Any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
All right. Well, we have to vote because then we'll all die, or our group will be penalized if we don't vote. So we gotta get up there now. Oh crap! I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here, but let's get a move on. I spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse. I hope Quark and Tenmyoji get up there before I get back.
Grandpa!
Oh, thank God. Okay, good.
Look, Mr. Sigma's back!
Sup, dudes? I'm here.
Took you long enough.
Shut up. I was doing something. Where are the
In
others?
the AB rooms.
They went in already?
Yep.
Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me?
Yeah! Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Sure, what's up? Oh,
Nothing that significant. Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round.
you better not lie to me, you son of a bitch. I have no points for that.
That's it.
And you had to tell me that no matter what? Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP.
Yeah?
We're already on the home stretch.
Oh, so they have no reason to betray, I guess.
So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
Oh, but if I choose betray, that'll drop them, of course. You'd get 9 whether you got 2 or 3 points.
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you.
No, not really, but I have all the reason to betray you.
And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
Also very true. True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you choose betray to protect yourselves.
That's why we're telling you we won't choose betray.
Oh, what, so I don't hurt you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you?
Of course.
I don't believe that. After all these votings and everything, I don't trust you guys one bit. Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everyone gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you, but I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word. I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so.
Are you sure?
I swear it. We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
Okay. Alright, man, I'll take your word for it.
I swear too. I promise.
See, like, I don't trust them, though. Like, deep down, I don't trust them. Man. So all you got is a promise, huh?
When I make a promise, I keep it.
Are you sure?
Trust me.
Please! You've gotta trust us!
Alright, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes remain until Ambidex game.
I mean, not that we really have the choice here. We should probably open the doors right now and get ready to, or get to it.
We're counting on you, Sigma.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you're counting on me.
You gotta choose ally!
I don't believe you guys at all.
You promised!
Yeah, I know I did. With that, they turned and ran to the AB room, second to the right. I guess I just get this one then. Let's swipe this shit and get on in. I mean, this is the infinite card. There's like no reason to leave everybody behind at this point. But now I gotta decide what to do. Let's start. So let's close that door. Actually, I kind of want to check the flow path here, but I mean, if I choose betray, I'll get whatever I'm going to get anyway.
Remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Sure. Alright, I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenmyoji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try to escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seems like the safe bet, but...
Please!
I know, it's Quark, you know? I don't want to betray Quark.
You've got to trust us!
Curse you, little kid.
You promised!
Tenmyoji, I could betray easy enough, but Quark? What the hell was I gonna do?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright. Let's just go with Ally. There's like no reason to fuck them over unless they fuck me over, you know? So let's see.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Okay, let's see the results.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
I just think that Tenmyoji and Quark would be ones to betray just to get out, you know?
Ambidex gates now opening.
Alright. Let's see what's in store for us this time. I mean, I'm not gonna die from a betray, but we could be left behind, which would negatively affect us, so...
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
Cool. Let's see what's up.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Okay. Boom, 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 bam. Where? Oh, I guess. Okay, we're gonna see. Betray. Oh, ally. Ooh. Fuck you guys. Why even believe in you? You guys are such assholes. There's no reason. Like, there's no reason for this. There's none. Why? I just don't get, like, I get Phi and Dio. I get Luna and Kay. But, like, or Clover and Kay. I don't get you guys doing
Points have been
There's, like, no
or
reason.
Accordingly.
Like,
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Like, I know I should have like, you know, because Tenmyoji's lied to me the most out of anybody here, and I should have just said, fuck you, Tenmyoji. But, like, it makes no sense. There's no benefit. You get out regardless of the point. Unless you were protecting yourself from being betrayed, and that was, like, your objective, there's no reason for it. Like, hey, what the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Then why did you do it, Tenmyoji?
Grandpa.
Alright, fine. Why'd you break the promise, Tenmyoji?
I only promised you one thing.
Yeah, to ally.
We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
No, I swear you're gonna punch in the gut, dude. What? So you're not going to leave?
Not what I said. Of course we're going to leave.
What?
Look, see Clover over there?
What? Don't tell me Alice sent her out the same mission. Oh, wait, no, she's leaving because Alice is dead. So basically, me betraying them would only stop them from getting out and not Alice from getting out. Because Alice would get out regardless of that point.
Jeez.
That bitch!
Yeah.
Wait. Quark and Tenmyoji have...
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyoji and Quark ran past.
No! God damn it!
Wow, we're just stuck here. Everyone's a douchebag when they can be.
Clover,
Yeah, why'd you do it?
are you really going to leave? Well, yeah. Why else would I open the door?
I don't know.
But why?
I'm going to go call the others, so we can capture Zero Senior.
Tenmyoji, are you and Quark going too?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I mean, you're gonna take advantage of the situation. I can understand that much.
Sorry, everybody.
I mean, then again, I did it too with Phi and Dio, so I get the idea of betrayal.
So, Sigma, happy? I kept my promise.
You know what sucks? They would get it anyway. But fuck you guys.
Clover opened the door, not me.
Like hell, I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyoji.
If you say so, I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's got to pay for what he's done.
He?
Yeah, what do you mean by he?
Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah, no point keeping it a secret now, I suppose.
Oh, you got through, so now you're not gonna get penalized.
I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
And that is?
What?
Why is this door slow opening? Are you gonna tell us?
The number 9 door has been opened.
Are you guys gonna tell us who he
It will
is?
remain open for 9 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to move.
Right.
Oh,
Who
wait!
the hell's Zero?
This is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Well, thanks. I'm so glad. Quark held something out. It looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What the fuck is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game.
What did you write in it?
I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is.
Don't you dare tell me Grandpa's fucking Zero.
So, read it, okay?
Sure, I'll read it when I have nothing else to do. He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
Later, Quark. I mean, I'm happy you get out, but I fucking hate Tenmyoji with a burning passion. Then he turned and ran towards the door. Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say...
See you.
Goodbye.
Just tell me who Zero is. Why just leave? Like, you could have said it. It's not like these doors close that fast. Okay, well, we're stuck in here again.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game.
Okay.
Thank you for your participation.
Well, at least we got a bomb password, so it's not all shit.
As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Alright, so...
Escape is not possible.
Can we just read this letter? Because that's all that's important at this point. The rest of this is just us staying here till we die.
Please enjoy your stay.
It's like they forgot the whole point of this, and that's to find the cure, and they're gonna leave and get the disease and then be useless anyway. Alright.
Shit!
It's not much we could do, Dio. We just gotta live with it.
They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
If they do. I mean, they have to survive Radical 6 out there.
Indeed.
I agree.
Yup. Well, I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing, and I began to read. Alright. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up. And now, here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing. And I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. How forgetful is this old man? Jesus. That's awful. I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was pretty healthy. By the time I was 6, I started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from the abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, and how it was supposed to work, and how to fix it. All sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show some old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while. He'd only go weeks when they showed movies. And, oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he asked her if she'd take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me in. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me when I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could just get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with a grumpy look he has and thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down at the stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, and especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs were just dangling off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. I think that's a root beer float for you, the kid. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float! I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed like more than an urban legend. It seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure if it was real at all at that point. And then I turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He already turned around and moved off though, so I figured he must have put this glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. "Is this really mine?" He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. It felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother, but never had tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day, and I torn one of my shoes that morning. And some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over, and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care!" Then he got mad, and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset, and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but then I started to calm down and think about maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard, though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was, I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop, though, so I just sat there, staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first, I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away that he had been there for a really long time. I yelled, and he opened up his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad that I was safe. He spent all night out in the rain, looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain, looking for me so long that he collapsed. It was horrible. He had heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get a doctor, I promised whatever God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, that I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone, but maybe it had been a little too strict. All of the things I worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He had been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I cried that much since I was a baby, but he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide, and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he'd gone to give up on pretty much everything else in his life, but when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. That's like really sweet. Oh man, that's like heart-wrenching. God damn it, Cork. God damn it. And that's another ending there, folks. That should be the Cork ending, I'm assuming. Oh, it's Ted Miyoji's ending. Well, you know what? I can understand that then. It's a very soft ending, and I mean, it gives Cork the ability to say that Ted Miyoji isn't the worst human being ever. He's just an asshole who wants to protect his basically his son. And, okay, I can understand your reasoning then, but it just seems like we're fucked, you know? You're going to bring him out there, and he's not going to be protected anymore. But, that was that path. Okay, maybe this is actually the Tenmyoji end Quark path, because it almost seems to mirror this, which is like a Clover. It might be Clover here, and then there's this far one down here, which I think is the passcode one. So we got a lot to do. I guess I'll do the Betray next time, and then I'll dive into any other things I can solve. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it was kind of a mouthful, not really puzzles, but I wanted to push the lore forward, as well as we kind of found out some other cool things. We got the password, we know what Zero looks like, but that means Tenmyoji also saw him, which means that he knows more than he's letting on. And I think we can actually talk about it in this timeline, but I'm not sure. I am not sure at all. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'll see you guys whenever I make next. And it's Tofuru signing out.